When we talk about the NFL, we don't just talk about the game itself. We talk about strategy, the complex decisions teams make, and how each offseason can completely reshape the future of a franchise. Take the Las Vegas Raiders, for example. With every draft season, there's this sense of anticipation surrounding the team. A feeling that this could be the year they finally turn the corner, that this could be the draft that adds the final pieces to make them legitimate contenders. But how do they get there? What makes the Raiders, particularly in recent years, a team to watch during the offseason? Every season, fans eagerly speculate about the Raiders' moves. And as the NFL draft approaches, the anticipation only builds. But the draft is a tricky beast. It's not just about selecting the best player available. It's about filling needs, projecting future success, and making sure the right fit is there. For the Raiders, their draft strategy has often been one of both promise and controversy. There have been hits, but there have also been misses. So what's next for them? At the heart of the Raiders' strategy for the upcoming draft lies a critical question. Where will they focus their attention? In recent seasons, the Raiders have been trying to build a balanced team. They've been focused on filling out both sides of the ball, but there are areas of concern that stand out and could define their decisions come draft day. The biggest of these is the offensive line. Despite having some solid players, the team has struggled at times to protect the quarterback. And in a league where passing plays are king, the importance of a sturdy, reliable offensive line cannot be overstated. If the Raiders are going to move forward, it's clear they need to reinforce this area, and they'll have to do so with an eye on both immediate and future needs. The offensive line is not the only position the Raiders will have to consider, though. Their secondary has also been a source of concern. While they've added some depth over the years, they still lack that elite cornerback who can lock down top receivers week in and week out. With many of the top teams in the NFL boasting high-powered passing attacks, it's crucial that the Raiders secure a shutdown corner or perhaps bolster their safety core. With the likes of high-profile wide receivers in the AFC, from the Kansas City Chiefs' Tyreek Hill to the Buffalo Bills' Stephon Diggs, this could be a point of emphasis for their front office. As the draft approaches, the Raiders are also facing questions about their coaching staff. With changes in leadership, the system they operate under could shift dramatically. The new coaching staff will likely want to put their own stamp on the roster, and that could mean leaning into certain positions that may not have been as heavily prioritized in the past. The shift in leadership often brings a fresh perspective, and it could lead to significant changes in terms of who the Raiders target on draft day. Of course, the quarterback position is always under scrutiny in the NFL. The Raiders in particular have had a revolving door at the position over the past several years. Whether it was Derek Carr, who gave the team some stability, or the other quarterbacks who have stepped in over time, the Raiders have yet to find their long-term answer under center. With rumors circulating that the team may be looking to draft a quarterback, this is undoubtedly one of the most significant aspects of their draft strategy. Should the Raiders go for a quarterback in the first round? Will they trade up to secure a higher pick to ensure they get the player they want? There are plenty of question marks, and how they approach this position could dictate the direction of the team for years to come. But it's not just the draft that's on the mind of Raider Nation. Off-season moves, trades, and free agent signings also factor into the equation. Over the past few years, the Raiders have been aggressive in trying to improve their roster. They've brought in big names, looking to make an immediate impact, but have also made their share of mistakes, signing players that didn't live up to expectations. But that's the nature of the NFL, especially when you're trying to build a winning team. Every team has its fair share of moves that don't pan out, but what's crucial is that you learn from them and keep improving. As we approach the upcoming draft, many are wondering whether the Raiders will make any significant moves in free agency. Will they go after a veteran player to bolster their lineup? Or will they save their cap space, waiting for the draft to make their big moves? The offseason is always full of surprises, and the Raiders have proven time and again that they aren't afraid to shake things up. In the grand scheme of things, the Raiders find themselves at a crossroads. They're a team with potential, but potential alone doesn't win championships. It's about execution. It's about making the right moves at the right time. The upcoming draft, with all of its complexities and decisions, will be a crucial chapter in their quest to build a Super Bowl contender. And while fans of the silver and black can be hopeful, they know better than to take anything for granted. Every season is a new challenge, a new opportunity to prove that this is the year they make a legitimate run. But to do that, they'll need to nail this draft. They'll need to find players who can step in immediately and make an impact. Players who can contribute both now and in the future. The Las Vegas Raiders are no strangers to the spotlight, and with the NFL draft just around the corner, the spotlight will once again shine brightly on them. They've got the resources, the players, and the coaching staff to make it happen. But in the NFL, nothing is guaranteed. Every decision counts. And this draft? It could be the one that changes everything for the Raiders. Whether it's a quarterback, an offensive lineman, a cornerback, or something else entirely, the stakes couldn't be higher. The road ahead for the Raiders is filled with possibilities, but one thing is for sure. This offseason will be a defining moment in their quest for greatness. Only time will tell whether they make the right choices. But the excitement around this franchise is palpable. Raider Nation is ready for the next chapter. The question is, will it be the one that leads to a return to glory? As the draft approaches, the Raiders' strategy begins to take clearer shape. The front office knows that this is a critical moment for the franchise, one that could determine the future of the team for years to come. There's an undeniable pressure to make the right decisions, especially with the lingering uncertainty at quarterback and the need to strengthen key positions across the board. This draft won't just be about adding talent, it's about finding the right players who fit into the team's evolving identity. Quarterback remains the focal point. For a franchise that has been through a roller coaster of quarterback changes, the Raiders must decide whether to stick with their current options or pursue a new direction. The rumors swirling around the team indicate that the Raiders could be eyeing a quarterback early in the draft, a decision that would send shockwaves through the league. But drafting a quarterback is never a simple choice. It's not just about finding the most talented player available. It's about finding someone who can come in and lead the offense, someone who fits into the team's vision and culture. The question remains, is the quarterback in this draft class worthy of a first-round pick? While there are a few standout prospects, there's also a level of uncertainty surrounding them. Some have been praised for their raw talent, while others have been criticized for their inconsistency. The Raiders will need to evaluate each option, carefully taking into account their long-term goals and how the quarterback would fit it into their system. There's always the risk of a quarterback bust, but there's also the potential for finding a star, a leader who could carry the franchise to new heights. If the Raiders decide to go a different route and pass on a quarterback, it would signal a different kind of strategy. Perhaps they would focus on building up their roster in other areas, securing players who can immediately contribute to the team's success. If they were to pass on a quarterback early, it would also raise questions about the future of their current signal caller and whether they'd continue to ride with him or start looking toward the future in another way. Regardless of the choice, this is a pivotal moment for the team. Another position that has long been a priority for the Raiders is the defensive backfield. The secondary has been a source of frustration for fans and coaches alike in recent seasons. While the team has made some strides in improving the defensive line and linebacker core, the secondary remains a weak link. In a league where passing attacks continue to evolve, it's essential to have a secondary that can keep up. The Raiders have had moments of brilliance in the past, but they've also been burned on too many occasions by opposing offenses. Cornerback is the obvious position of need here. The Raiders need a lockdown corner, someone who can cover the league's elite receivers and provide the defense with the stability it has been missing. There are several talented cornerbacks available in this draft, each with their own set of strengths and weaknesses. The Raiders will need to identify which one fits their defensive philosophy and can contribute right away. With a division that includes quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert, a strong secondary is non-negotiable. If the Raiders want to compete for the division title, they need to shore up their coverage and prevent opposing offenses from taking advantage of their vulnerabilities. The linebacker position is another area of focus. While the Raiders have some solid players at linebacker, they could stand to add more depth and talent to this unit. The linebacker core is often the heart of a defense, tasked with stopping the run and covering the short to intermediate routes. Over the middle, with the NFL becoming more pass-heavy, the value of versatile linebackers who can cover tight ends and running backs in the passing game has skyrocketed. The Raiders could use an upgrade here. Someone who can provide both athleticism and football IQ, a linebacker who can cover ground and make plays sideline to sideline, would be a huge asset to the defense. And then there's the offensive line, the foundation of any great offense. For years, the Raiders have had a solid, if not elite, offensive line. But the NFL is a league where the best teams consistently have great offensive lines, and the Raiders' front five has been under scrutiny. There have been times when the offensive line has struggled, particularly in the passing game, and this has had a direct impact on the performance of the quarterback. Whether it's protecting the quarterback from pressure or opening up running lanes for the backs, the offensive line is crucial. If the Raiders are serious about creating a balanced offense, they need to invest in the offensive line. Whether they go for a tackle, a guard, or even a center, this unit needs to be bolstered in order to give the Raiders a chance to compete with the best teams in the league. As the Raiders prepare to make their picks, they will also have to keep in mind their cap situation and how they approach free agency. While the draft is the primary focus, free agency still plays a major role in shaping the roster. If the Raiders want to make a playoff push, they might need to add a few key veterans who can step in and contribute immediately. Now, these players could be the difference between a playoff berth and another rebuilding year. In free agency, there will likely be players who can provide immediate help, whether it's a proven receiver to complement their offense or a veteran linebacker who can bring leadership to the defense. The Raiders will have to navigate these waters carefully, balancing their long-term goals with the immediate need to improve. In the end, it's clear that this draft will be one of the most important in recent memory for the Raiders. They have a unique opportunity to reshape their roster and set the foundation for the future. The team's front office has a lot of work ahead of them, and the decisions they make in the next few months could have a lasting impact on the franchise. Raider Nation is waiting with bated breath, eager to see what moves the team will make and how those moves will define the next era of Raiders football. The future is uncertain, but one thing is for sure, the Raiders are on the clock, and the choices they make will shape the direction of the team for years to come. Whether they choose to invest in a quarterback, bolster their defense, or solidify their offensive line, this draft could be the moment that propels them into contention. The question remains, will they make the right choices? Only time will tell, but the stakes have never been higher for the Las Vegas Raiders. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on. Jonas Valanciunas, the veteran Lithuanian center, has officially joined the Los Angeles Lakers in a move that promises to have a significant impact on their roster. The 31-year-old brings a wealth of experience, versatility, and a physical presence to a team looking to strengthen their front court for another playoff run. Valanciunas, who spent the last 2 seasons with the New Orleans Pelicans, is widely regarded for his rebounding prowess, offensive efficiency, and ability to play an anchor role in the paint. Known for his strong screen setting, rebounding, and post play, Valanciunas is a traditional big man who thrives in the low post and excels in securing boards, particularly on the offensive end. His addition to the Lakers gives the team an immediate boost in their quest for an improved interior presence, complementing the dynamic play of Anthony Davis. With Davis often shifting between the power forward and center positions, Valanciunas provides a reliable backup option or an effective front court partner when needed. One of the most attractive aspects of Valanciunas' game is his efficiency around the rim. Over his career, he has consistently averaged double-digit points, and his scoring usually comes from high-percentage looks close to the basket. His mid-range jumper also adds a layer of versatility that could work well within the Lakers' offensive scheme. More importantly, Valanciunas' rebounding capabilities are invaluable for a Lakers team that has often struggled to secure boards in key moments. As a dominant force on the glass, he could help improve the Lakers' ability to control the game's tempo, particularly in late-game situations when securing possessions is crucial. The Lithuanian center also brings a veteran presence to the locker room, with over a decade of NBA experience under his belt. His leadership and professionalism are qualities the Lakers value as they aim to mix youth with experienced players capable of navigating the pressures of high-stakes playoff basketball. Valanciunas' reputation as a team-first player and his steady approach to the game will be key as the Lakers continue to make their push toward a championship, while his arrival does not immediately make the Lakers the favorites in the Western Conference. Valanciunas fills an important gap in their roster. In a league where size and interior defense are critical, his ability to compete at both ends of the floor makes him a valuable asset. As the Lakers continue to shuffle their lineup and make adjustments throughout the season, Jonas Valanciunas could be the piece that helps propel them back to championship contention. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.